Jeremy Peña waited 18 innings to make the loudest sound in Seattle. I'm Kevin. This is Sports Lab 100. Today's episode is Astro 58, Jeremy Peña. This one is October 15th, 2022. Astros at Mariners, ALDS Game 3. Houston leads the series 2-0. That sounds comfortable, but it's not. Game 1 required a Yordan Alvarez walk-off missile. Game 2 required Yordan again, this time with the Astros trailing late. Seattle's not lying down. They're young, loud, dangerous, and back in October. This is the Mariners' first home playoff game since 2001. T-Mobile Park is packed, desperate, and smoky from the wildfire haze hanging over the region. The city's waited 21 years for this, and the first pitch feels less like a ball game, more like a civic release. Houston, meanwhile, is already something else. They won 106 games. They have a better team, a deeper staff, and the postseason muscle memory. They're not trying to reach the ALCS for a sixth straight year. That's not normal. That's machine behavior. In the middle of it is the rookie shortstop who inherited the one job in Houston that was never going to be simple. Jeremy Peña was born September 22nd, 1997 in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. His father, Geronimo Peña, played in the majors. So baseball wasn't just around him, it was in the walls. Peña moved to Rhode Island as a kid and became a standout at Classical High School in Providence. The Braves drafted him in the 39th round in 2015, but he didn't sign. He went to the University of Maine, built himself into a real prospect, and Houston took him in the third round in 2018. He wasn't just some made-for-TV replacement. He had to climb there. In 2019, he hit over 300 across A-ball stops and showed the glove was going to travel. 2020, the minor league season disappeared. For everybody, really. In 21, he missed time after wrist surgery, then came back and forced himself back into the conversation. Again. By the spring of 2022, the conversation got louder because Carlos Correa was gone. Correa had been the franchise shortstop. He was a number one pick, a star, a champion, part of the architecture of the Astros' modern era. Replacing him wasn't just taking reps at short. It was stepping into a pressure chamber. And Peña did it like he'd been there the whole time. As a rookie in 2022, he hit 22 home runs, drove in 63, and won the AL Gold Glove Award at shortstop. He's the first rookie shortstop in MLB history to win a Gold Glove. But the postseason's where he becomes permanent. Game 3 opens as a duel. George Kirby starts for Seattle, and he looks too young to be this calm. Lance McCullers Jr. starts for Houston, and he gives the Astros 6 scoreless innings. Kirby gives Seattle 7, but nothing breaks. Not early, not in the middle, not late. The Mariners got chances. Julio Rodriguez bangs one off the wall in the 8th. Seattle threatens later with runners in scoring position. Houston keeps answering with zeros. The Astros get chances too. They just don't cash them. Jose Altuve goes 0 for 8. Houston's lineup grinds through at-bat after at-bat, and every inning starts feeling like the same locked door. So this is the Peña home run game. No, that's too easy. This is the game where 2 entire pitching staffs put a city into a vice and dared one hitter to blink last. Hector Neris got outs. Rafael Montero got outs. Ryan Presley got outs. Then Brian Abreu, and Ryan Stanek do their part. Hunter Brown gives Houston 2 clean innings. Finally, Luis Garcia, ordinarily a starter, enters and gives the Astros 5 shutout innings out of the pen. 5. At that point, it stops being bullpen usage and starts being a hot. At that time, it's not just regular bullpen usage anymore. Seattle's just as stubborn. Kirby leaves. The relievers keep coming. The zeros stay nailed to the board. Penn Murphy is the one still standing in the 18th. And here comes Peña. He's 0 for 7. That's the thing about an 18-inning game. You can have a terrible day for 6 hours, still have one chance to own it. Murphy gets to 3-2. Peña hits a slider, and he doesn't miss. The ball jumps to left center, Not a cheap shot or a wall scraper. It leaves the yard, and suddenly, after 17 scoreless innings, the whole game has one run. Astros 1, Mariners 0. That's it. That's the score. It took 6 hours and 22 minutes to write one number. Garcia goes back out for the bottom of the 18th and finishes it. Houston wins 1-0. The Astros sweep the ALDS. Seattle's season ends with 47,690 people in the building, most of them trying to process what they just watched. The numbers are absurd. 18 innings. It ties the longest postseason game ever. It's the first postseason game scoreless through 17. The teams combined for 42 strikeouts. That's a playoff record. They used 18 pitchers. They threw 500 pitches and 0 errors. That last part matters. It wasn't sloppy. This was suffocation baseball. The funniest part is that Peña's box score is almost, I'd say it's ugly. 1 hit and 8 at-bats. But the 1 hit is the only run in an elimination game. That's October math. Doesn't care about symmetry, cares about the body. After the game, Peña didn't try to turn into a superhero monologue. He talked about staying locked in. He talked about staying inside the ball. He gave the staff credit because the at-bat didn't exist unless Houston's pitchers dragged the game all the way up to that moment. Dusty Baker saw the larger picture. Peña had not just survived the Correa vacancy. He made the Astros younger without making them weaker. That's almost never how losing a star works. Seattle's side is just paying with the pulse. Scott Service could point to the pitching, the defense, the margins. He was right. The Mariners have played a massive game. They just hadn't won it. J.P. Crawford said they knew they belonged. Jared Kelenic said they'd remember it, and they should. The Mariners won 90 games in 2022. They broke the drought. They beat Toronto in the wild card series and brought playoff baseball back to Seattle. Then Houston reminded them exactly where the ceiling was. For the Astros, this game became a launch pad. Because they swept Seattle, they saved Justin Verlander for the ALCS. Houston then swept the Yankees in 4. Peña was named ALCS MVP. Then the Astros beat the Phillies in 6 to win the World Series. Peña was named World Series MVP too. A rookie shortstop replaces Carlos Correa, won a Gold Glove, won ALCS MVP, won World Series MVP, and hit the homer that ended the longest scoreless postseason game ever. It's not a rookie season. It's a forged document. And since then, Peña settled into the harder second act. In 23, the power dipped, but he played every day, stayed at short, and the Astros still reached another ALCS. In 24, he remained a regular at one of baseball's premium positions. In 25, he took a real step forward at the plate, made his first All-Star team, and pushed himself back into the conversation as more than just a glove-first shortstop. By 26, he's no longer the kid filling someone else's vacancy. He's a core Astro. And his resume is already strange. Not huge counting numbers yet, but he's got enormous October hardware. Most players spend full careers chasing one defining postseason moment. Peña had several before he finished unpacking his rookie season. And that's why this game works for Astro 58. It's not that he just hit a home run. It's where the home run sits. It sits after 17 scoreless innings. It sits after Kirby and McCullers emptied the first half. It sits after Houston's pen turned the night into a locked room in Seattle with the whole city trying to will one run across. It also sits inside a postseason that ends with Peña holding the World Series MVP. This was the first warning shot. Not the biggest one, not the final one, but the one that said the Astros had not lost their next shortstop. They found him. Next up, we go to the ice for Blue 9, Alex Pietrangelo, June 12th, 2019. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Blues at Bruins. The captain in Boston, 8 seconds left in the first period, and a backhand that helped St. Louis finish a 52-year argument. That one's not just a goal, it's a franchise exhale. For now, that was Astro 58, Jeremy Peña. 18 innings, 1 swing, 1 rookie shortstop who did not blink. I'm Kevin. This is Sports Lab 100. Stay kind, keep moving. Thanks for hanging out.